video number 34, continuous ink system and refillable ink systems for the Epson R1800 and R800. Now here we have the continuous ink system for the Epson R1800, and an R800 refillable system, continuous ink system would be identical, would have slightly shorter tubing. Now if you want to see how you put one of these into the printer, if you'd like to look at our video number 8, that will actually show you how we put the ink in, how we prime the cartridges and actually install the printer. But one thing I would point out with the particular case of the R1800 and R800 only, now this printer has proved to be a fairly light duty printer, and when we use this printer in association with continuous ink systems, sometimes, unless you've got quite a very good condition printer or a printer that's virtually brand new, sometimes these printers may struggle to pull the ink up from the reservoirs into the cartridges using these tubes. We have had many people have good experiences with the R1800 with continuous ink systems, but occasionally it has to be said we have had a handful of people that have struggled to get good printing with this. So what we've done is we've come up with a completely new system for the R1800, which has proved to be very, very successful. What you do is you buy a replenishment pack, the standard 60mm replenishment pack for the R1800 or R800. Now this is 8 bottles of ink. Now there's 60mm, so it's the equivalent of 48 cartridges worth of ink, which is great value when you consider that replenishment pack is £120 plus VAT. So that's a fifth of the usual price. So we buy our inks, and also we buy a set of refillable cartridges. Now these are the refillable cartridges specific to the R800 and the R1800, and these sell at present time for around £4 plus VAT, that's per cartridge, and you also buy either one or a set of syringes with needles. Now the syringes with needles, they're £1 each, and a lot of customers, what they do is they buy a complete set of cartridges, a complete set of syringes, one for each colour, and they keep each syringe nice and clean, but they keep one syringe specific to the colour. Now let's actually show you how you put ink into, in this case, the yellow cartridge. So we'll get our yellow ink out. I like to use yellow because it shows up nicely for the camera. We've got a breather hole here, so we'll take out the breather. We'll take out the breather, and we don't need to use that again. There's another type of refillable cartridge which actually has a removable tape. So it's either a bung that comes out or a removable tape. Then at the top here, opposite to where the chip is, we've got the little filling bun. Now a lot of people they say, well, refillable cartridges, they're a bit messy. Now what I'm doing here, let me show you. I'm taking out 10 millilitres of ink. Now the syringe actually shows you where your 10 millimetres is. I'll just wipe the end of the needle. So let's get a little bit of paper towel. There we are. Put the top on there. Now the 10 mil is all we need. We'll then just push that back. Push that in like so. Okay. And then we've topped up the ink. What we now do is take the cartridge out. Now we don't need to take the lid off of the printer. We can simply put the cartridge straight in there as if it was a brand cartridge. Now Once we've filled up all of our cartridges, all we need to do is put it into the printer. We've pressed the ink change button, it comes across to the ink change position. We put all the cartridges in. We can then shut it all down, push the ink change button back in again. All the lights will go out, and we'll be able to print. It's not a bad idea to leave the printer for about 20 minutes to allow the inks to settle. Now, there's a number of ways of running these printers with the continuous inks, with the refillable inks. All we need to do is either top up on a regular basis initially you top up with 10 millilitres of ink. What you can do is, if you're doing a lot of printing, at the end of every week you can take all of your inks out, and the beauty of these cartridges is you can see the level. And what you can do is you can actually top them up to about 1 centimetre from the top of the cartridge, and then put them back in, and you've got another week's worth of printing. Or what you may want to do is, these are auto reset chips. Now, these auto reset chips will reset themselves when you move the carriage across to the ink change position, and you push the button back again. These lights will go out. But you can use this facility to actually show you that a particular cartridge needs to be replaced. Needs to be topped up. But you do need to bear in mind that when you actually move your carriage across and then move them back again, not just one, but all of these chips will be reset. So, not a bad idea is to periodically top up your cartridges. I like to top up these cartridges once every week, or maybe every 2 weeks, depending on the amount of printing that you'll be doing. Now, it's a nice and clean operation. It's very, very straightforward. It's not as if you're having to push the ink viciously into the cartridges. You're just gently pouring the ink in. The reset chips work perfectly, and also if you adopt the idea of periodically topping up your cartridges, you never you can run the printer virtually like a continuous ink system. Now, you enjoy the benefits of much cheaper printing, so you're printing at nearly 1/5 of the price. But of course, you're not shelling out for literally hundreds of pounds worth of cartridges constantly. So, refillable inks for the R800 and the R1800 are certainly a valid way to go forward. Thank you very much for watching.